Hey friends, sorry I was having some technical difficulties, so we're a few minutes late with this month's Coffee and Hymns, but I'm here, got my crappy Holiday Inn Express coffee, but you do what you gotta do when you're traveling. I'm on the beautiful campus of Hampton University and walking towards the session for this morning. Yesterday was the beginning of the conference. It's well over 100 years that this conference has been going, and about 86 years ago they started the Organist and Choir Directors Guild, which seeks to not only provide inspiration and spiritual refreshment for their attendees, but also practical skill building for organists and choir directors. And I gotta say, the level of musicianship here is just absolutely amazing. They've got a full band. They trade off instruments all the time. All the band members know each other from being here for years and years. It feels like a family reunion. And you get to be on the campus of Hampton, which is beautiful. They call it their home by the sea. One of the first things they did is they gathered in the main plenary space, and they sang. They just sang some old school stuff. They didn't need words on the screen. They didn't need anything written down. They just sang things that they knew. And it reminded me of the importance of just singing because you love it. Just singing because that's what we're called to do, and not forgetting the power of that. And it's something I'm looking forward to next month when the Hymn Society gathers. One of the first things we do when we gather is we sing together, because that's what we're called to do. That's who we are. Some of the sessions they have going on here for the musicians or for the Organist and Choir Guild are things like decolonizing Black worship, ableism in worship with the Reverend Kyle Stevenson. Some really good, hard-hitting content, but it's wrapped up in singing, and the styles kind of go back and forth between. Last night we sang all hail the power of Jesus' name, and crown him Lord of all, crown him, which was really beautiful and super fun to sing, to some relatively new Black gospel things. So it kind of weaves all around, and some really old school Black gospel stuff. So I'm gonna show you where I am. I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see the beautiful view. Let's see if I can get this going. There you go. Oh, you can see a truck. So there's this is kind of the edge of campus. Right there there's a little inlet from the sea. And then you can see the sea out there. And then, campus is on this side. And I'm actually standing next to Frederick Douglass. And since I'm from Baltimore, that seems appropriate, since he spent a lot of his time in Baltimore. And then that building right there is Ogden, where the musicians, the organists and choir directors meet. So it's a beautiful campus, wonderful hospitality. If you want to learn the traditions of Black church music making, and you want to hear some good preaching in various Black church traditions, the Hampton Ministers Conference is a good place to come. It's always this first week in June, after the Memorial Day weekend. It's a great place to be. So I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad you're with me. Well, some other things we sang yesterday. Oh man, they did a mashup with a Holy Ground and then it's some sort of, I think it was a Hillsong, something or other, and then into a Black Gospel piece, and it was just like these seamless transitions. There's a fun praise break. Yeah, it's just fun to be around people who love and enjoy singing hymns. Jimmy Abingdon's here, always a champion for singing hymns and the rich legacy that hymns have, especially in the Black church tradition, and what it means to sing them together. So yeah, this is gonna be a short episode because right now they're not singing; they're in a plenary, so I didn't want to interrupt the plenary by being in there and talking. But yeah, maybe I'll go live a couple times when some good singing's happening later. So make sure you click subscribe to the Hymn Society YouTube page, and that way when we go live with things like this, you'll get notified on your phone or computer, wherever you're sitting. So thanks for joining me, and this is just a thank you Coffee and Hymns episode to the Hampton Ministers Conference for being such gracious hosts and running such a great conference for so long. The last thing I'll say is that yesterday they announced at the opening service that Hampton is opening up or starting a school for religion, or school of religion. So that's big news in the world of church education, that Hampton University will now have a school of religion. And so it's a place where hopefully people can get some great training for ordained ministry. They did not say whether or not it'll have any music courses or worship courses. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And if I find out, I'll tell you. All right, everybody, drink your coffee, sing a hymn, and have a great day. Take care.